What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, today, we're actually going to be going ahead and talking about Battlefield 2042 because I know a lot of people thought that after, this disaster of a game that we had here, there was going to be no redemption for the whole franchise. Yeah, it was going to see this loss and say, okay, Battlefield isn't, profitable anymore. Apex Legends is our main FPS game. We're going to push with that, and Battlefield is going to be put back on the back burner. It's not even going to see the light of day anymore. A lot of people were concerned about that, but I think after this information I'm going to show you guys today, you will be a little bit more at ease. When you think of the future of Battlefield. You might not be happy because, the future of Battlefield is still very questionable, especially with how they handled Battlefield 5 going into Battlefield 2042. Both of these games from launch have been pretty much disasters. Battlefield 5 has gotten better, but 2042, we have no clue what direction this game is going to take, down the road, a year and a half down the road from now. That's why it's extremely hard for a lot of us fans of Battlefield to get hyped for the next game, right? Because we don't know what the future is going to hold. It all lies on the next game. We're not going to be able to have any proof that DICE knows what they're doing with Battlefield 2042. They're obligated under multiple things, definitely under law as well. They can get sued over removing certain things in this game, including specialists. So a lot of the core things that the community hate about 2042 will never be resolved. They're going to work around it. They're going to do different changes. They're going to try to, adapt to what the community wants out of it while still sticking to their schedule, but they're never going to be able to just absolutely cut it from the game. So we'll never be able to tell with 2042 if the developers know exactly what we want. We have to wait until the next game, and after being screwed over 2 times in a row, Battlefield 5 and Battlefield 2042, I'm pretty positive the majority of the community has no trust or faith whatsoever, not even a single slightest bit of hope for the future of the franchise. But despite how the community feels about Battlefield 2042 and, the future of this franchise and how Battlefield 2042 is turning out, despite all of this crap, EA has a completely different mindset about this. Actually, over on Twitter, Battlefield Bulletin put out this tweet saying, EA expects the Battlefield franchise to continue to grow and be an important part of EA's portfolio for many, many years to come. And to be honest with you, I agree with them. If we're going to be honest here, Battlefield is never going to truly completely die. I always come out and say Call of Duty is going to get wiped clean 24/7 on the channel, or I'll even say Battlefield's going to get wiped clean, especially with the competition like World War III that's coming out soon. That game is going to be phenomenal. Make sure you check out some of my past content about that game. Like I said, it is truly a pretty cool experience, and when it gets polished off a little bit more, it's going to be a great competitor for Battlefield. But at the end of the day, there truly is not another game out there that can deliver the same experience that Battlefield has to offer. You can, go over to Milsims, or you can go to some tactical shooters like Insurgency Sandstorm or something of that sort. Yeah, there's other alternative games that can give you a similar fix, but nothing hits exactly on the spot like Battlefield. Same thing with COD. Like I said, I can go off and play any other game out there that can give me a similar vibe to Call of Duty. There's tons and tons and tons of indie-developed games that try to copy the same exact formula, but none of them can give me the same COD vibe. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it will, allow me to branch off and try something new. But I'll always want to go back and try out Call of Duty. I'll always come back, and even if I get annoyed, I'll play a couple of matches of COD, just so I don't get completely triggered. I'm not going to be like I used to be back in the day on Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, putting in hours and hours and hours of time. I loved COD back then. I can't do that anymore. But just to get my COD fix, I'll play a couple of matches. Battlefield will never truly die. It will continuously make money. And even with Battlefield 2042 turning out to be so horrible, it made them bank, did it not? I mean, maybe they got the majority of the money off of clickbaiting with the trailer and stuff like that, and lying to the community saying the game is ahead of time, and, trying to force us to think that this game is phenomenal when it truly is not, making us think it's a Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4 replica, when in reality, it's more like Call of Duty than anything else. But they still made their money before the pre-orders and after the game's release. They still were making bank, regardless. But just because they're making bank doesn't mean the community is happy. Like I always use Call of Duty as an example, but it's a perfect example. The game tops charts and sales every single year, yet it has one of the most disappointed and salty communities and fan bases out there. I don't think anybody in the current state, collectively in the Call of Duty community can agree on one Call of Duty being fantastic. Every single COD game is completely split 50-50, or, it's a little bit more hated than loved, or it's more loved than hated. Nobody can all sit down like we used to back in the day and say, this game is a banger. We're all collectively together, hundreds of thousands of people online constantly, consistently, just grinding out the game. Nobody's like that anymore. Modern Warfare has its own set of fans, Black Ops Cold War has its own set of fans, Vanguard has its own set of fans, and all of those games across the board have tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of people who are disappointed. The only thing that's truly carrying Call of Duty right now is Warzone, and they have this formula, set up to where you have to pretty much purchase their $60 title in order to go ahead and get the content for Warzone. You can play Warzone free to play, but if you want the overpowered classes and you want the overpowered guns and you want to grind the attachments easier, you want to go ahead and cough up an extra $60 on the side to get the game and then grind it on there. They have a really good cycle going on, but it's proof that a game can bring in tons of money, but it will obviously die as a franchise. If Warzone drops, guess what? Call of Duty is going to drop with it. Now, Battlefield here, they might be making money, but the community is very, very, very disappointed. Now, the problem for Battlefield is that they keep trying to get that, that winner, that new game mode that can be their savior so they don't have to give a crap about multiplayer, so they can still thrive on like Call of Duty does. They tried with, Firestorm, flopped. They tried again with Hazard Zone, flopped, and they're trying again with Portal. Portal's probably going to be their winner if they can actually branch out on that and make it a good concept, but you see what I'm trying to say here. They're consistently trying to find something to back them up, but they haven't found that, and if they continue to not find it, they're screwed. They might, get some bang and BR out there eventually. But until that day comes, they have to make sure multiplayer actually turns out good. And right now, they have screwed over the community. They have lost the faith of tons of individuals. And the next Battlefield game is going to be a fight to actually gain their trust. It's not going to be as easy as Battlefield 2042 was with a nice little finesse of clickbait. No. Everybody's going to be extra cautious this time around. They have to make a solid product. They know what type of pressure they are under, and I don't think EA is stupid enough to go ahead and screw over the whole Battlefield franchise. They saw that each time they made a side mode, it flopped completely. Firestorm, Hazard Zone, like I already said, completely flopped. They can't get anything else going. They know the only way Battlefield can actually thrive is going ahead and making a Battlefield title. Now, I know tons of people are worried and saying, specialists are going to be in the next game and stuff like that, because we already heard rumors a while ago saying that specialists was the plan of the future. Battlefield 2042 was going to be the start, and then the next Battlefield game coming after, and, after that, and then after that are all going to build onto the story of all these specialists. Nobody was happy with that concept, and actually Tom Henderson already said behind the scenes that they're pretty much going ahead and scrapping that whole concept for the next Battlefield game. Like I said, they hired Vince Impella on board, and they also brought in Marcus, one of the head guys of the Halo universe. They're not playing around, especially if you go into Battlefield 2042 now. If you look at the concept and the themes of the skins that they're releasing for this game, they are 10 million times better than the concepts that they had at launch. You could tell that the way the main developers wanted this game to turn out was going to be a complete Call of Duty clone, copy and paste, stupidly corny skins all over the place. But thankfully, we got a new development team, well, not new development team, but new development heads coming in to oversee how Battlefield is going to turn out. A lot of people always say Vince Impella is just going to bring the COD into, Battlefield, but in all reality, he truly has not. Vince Impella has made some of the best Call of Duty games, and he left before the, the chaos actually happened in Call of Duty. He was there when Modern Warfare 2 was coming out, but he was also there when Modern Warfare 2 was completely cut because they had, their own beef with Activision, and then he left and made Respawn. He made Titanfalls, which both of them were fantastic games, and he made Apex Legends. Each one of these games, in my personal opinion, all have their own unique vibes. I don't play Titanfall and say, this is just a perfect Call of Duty game, and I don't play Apex Legends and I think this is the perfect Call of Duty game. Honestly, to me personally, they're two completely opposites, Apex Legends and Call of Duty. And when I say Call of Duty, you have to think, he didn't make any of the newer corny stuff, the new hero, shooter Call of Duties. No, he made the OG Call of Duties. Modern Warfare 2, there wasn't no hero shooter in Modern Warfare 2. No, it wasn't any of that corny crap. No, that was straight up warfare. It was awesome. I don't think he's going to screw over the Battlefield franchise as bad as people expect. And same thing with Marcus. I don't think someone who is behind the Halo universe is going to be going ahead and putting clown skins in a Battlefield game. And he consistently goes across the board on Twitter all the time, liking people's posts, saying that they want a hardcore military shooter, that they want the old school traditional Battlefield back, the class system, none of this hero shooter crap. And he likes that consistently all the time. And guess what? A lot of people said he's just liking it to, go ahead and hype up the next game to get people on board, saying, oh, the developers are listening. But guess what? The skin changes happen. The skins are completely changed in Battlefield 2042. The changes are being made right in front of our own eyes. Again, they can't remove specialists from 2042. There will be legal consequences that they do not want to deal with, right? But they are releasing skins and they're releasing stuff that shows us that he understands the direction that we want to take. And also on top of that, Tom Henderson and some other sources put out that the next Battlefield game is coming in 2024, which is also great news as well. I was a little worried they're going to go ahead and rush out another product right away within 2023 because of how bad 2042 did, but it's good to know that they're giving it a little time in between. And like I said, these new head developers who are already changing the path of 2042, they're going to be the head development of the next Battlefield game. You just got to keep your fingers crossed that it's going to be something decent, but stay very cautious. Like I said, you don't want to fall into the hype. You don't want to be disappointed again. The best thing for us to do is just let the game come out. We play it. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But just like in Battlefield 2042, a lot of people say they will gladly come back to the game if the maps are revamped and also if the class system is brought back into the game. It's very simple stuff that the Battlefield fans want. It's just the stupidity of the base DICE team that was there to, make these base implementations in Battlefield 2042. Just didn't think logically about it. It's so simple to please us. We really aren't asking for that much. It might seem like a lot. It might seem like the community is pissed off 24/7 and all we do is complain and we shout and we scream and we just want more. But in reality, we are truly not asking for a crazy amount of stuff. Like, if the maps were actually good, yeah, we will be a little salty about the lack of variety when it comes to maps in the game, but if they're actually fun and functional and we could play them, then, I don't think people will be complaining about them right now. People will just be grinding it out and playing the content. Battlefield 1 barely launched with any maps. We had a problem with it, of course, but the game is one of the most go-to Battlefield games current date. It just comes down to how they developed this title. They did not develop it good. And I think it needs to go back to the drawing board. And the community, very specifically, has voiced their opinion about this. Even some of the top, comedy channels, like Battlefield and Friends, they even expressed the same opinion about Battlefield 2042. I'm pretty positive the developers know that this is not the direction that they should be taking. And like I said, EA is not stupid enough to go ahead and keep pushing this game in a direction that will kill off the franchise. Yeah, this game might have made bank, but you have to think the game also died just as quickly as it made that money, right? So realistically, it's not going to happen again. Nobody's going to get finessed again. They're not going to fall for the hype buys, the hype pre-orders. None of that crap is going to happen. They actually have to do something good here, because if they don't, Battlefield people aren't stupid. COD, like I said, they make their sales every single year. People buy into that crap. They buy into the hype. Like I said, Modern Warfare 2, they released a logo and everybody literally crapped their pants. It was just, my mind was blown when I saw that. Battlefield players, it's a different story. That's not how it works. You remember Battlefield 5's first trailer that came out? It flopped. That instantly, the first Battlefield trailer that came out for Battlefield 5 instantly killed the game before it even came out. Like I said, Battlefield players aren't stupid. They just got finessed this time around. They just simply got finessed. Not next time. It will not happen again. I can promise you that, DICE. You have to make a good game this time. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like. If you hate it, leave a dislike. Also, if you're brand new, enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe, hit that notification button. Also, on chat me, there's two ways to do so: Twitter and Discord, both link down in the description. And also, want to catch me live streams of video games over on Twitch, link that's in the description as well. But guys, thanks so much for tuning in. See you on the next one. Peace out.